This is Paranormal Short Session 9 by Keith Evans at the Chestnut Street Cemetery in Apalachicola, Florida. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of March, 2025. I'm at the tombstone of Mrs. Henrietta E. Pryor. And that's spelled, Henrietta spelled Henrietta, middle initial E, and Pryor is spelled Pryor. And apparently she was a mom, born at Bainbridge, Georgia, June 14th, 1827, died in Apalachicola, Florida, October 16th, 1879. All right, it's nice to talk to you today, Mrs. Pryor. Mrs. Pryor, I'm going to be using my Obelisk 5's true or false mode. Just like to ask you, did you have, true or false, did you have one child, true or false? Hope everyone will check out my book, Vampires, Dead or Alive. It's available paperback online at Amazon, ebook on Kindle. Yep, she had one child. It's green. Thank you, Mrs. Pryor. My other book, The Hayes House Ghost or People 2, is out of print when it comes to paperback, but it's still available on ebook on Kindle. So, Mrs. Pryor, can you answer yes or no? Did you enjoy the heat here in Apalachicola? Yes or no? Yes, in this case, or true or false. Yes or true would be green, and no would be red, and false would be red. All right, that's my question to Mrs. Pryor. Did you enjoy the heat of Apalachicola? Mrs. Pryor, she said yes. She liked the heat. All right, no more horrible winters. Now, Mrs. Pryor, did you enjoy the train service? I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't have train service when you were alive. Or I just go with yes or no. Did they have train service to Apalachicola when you were alive? Yes or no? Or true or false? Yes and true is green, and false and no is red. Yep, they had it. It's green. Was green for a little bit. Okay, Mrs. Pryor, since they had train service, did you enjoy utilizing the train to go in and out of Apalachicola? That's going to be my next question. Mrs. Pryor, did you enjoy using the train to travel to and from Apalachicola? Getting a lot of mirror image. There's the green and purple. She did enjoy it. All right, that's true or yes? All right. Now, Mrs. Pryor, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm going to use my Obelisk 5, but I'm going to use the ABC mode. And my first question, ABC mode, would be, Can you give me the name of one of your children? Well, you just said you had one child. Could you give me the name of your child, your only child?
Salvation, possibly.
She says Salvation, Salvation, and possibly Possibly. Salvation, possibly. Could you give me the name of your child? You said possibly. Whatever you remember, please go with it. I will listen.
Trade.
Trade, Trade. Oh, well, you did do a trade on a tombstone. It was kind of marred by the time with pollen and tree sap on it, and you trade it for a nice new tombstone. I think that's what that word might go to. Can you tell me in a couple words how you feel about the way your tombstone looks now? Maybe she was saying I wouldn't trade the way the old tombstone looked for this one in the world because it's so nice and clean. Probably looks as good as it did the day they erected it back in 1879. Well, Mrs. Pryor, did you have any questions for me while I'm here? Bind, B-I-N-D. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by bind. B-I-N-D. You can see over here the steps to the, I don't know if it has a name on it or not. It looks like it's got some deep etching right about here, but I don't see any name. So this family plot doesn't have a name. Maybe they weren't doing it back then. What do you mean by bind? B-I-N-D. Like binding arbitration or something like that? Bind. Oh, Mrs. Pryor, if you could have another first name other than Henrietta, what would it be? What would people call you other than Henrietta? See, in the shade, we get a lot better image to show everyone at home. I'll repeat my question. Henrietta, if you could choose your own first name, would you choose Henrietta or would you choose something else? And what would that something else be? Yeah, a lot of people think my book, Vampires Dead or Alive, is just another book about a vampire, but it's really not a book about a vampire. It's a book about all vampires. And I compare each of their historical traits to whether it's more like a living person or a dead person or both or neither. And I also look at their abilities and the things they can do and try to explain why that's happening. I don't believe any other author before me has tried that. So it's a book where there's less than 50 pages, but you get the meat and the potatoes. You don't get a whole lot of fluff and build up before you get one sentence of new material. Every sentence is pretty much a new material. So I think you'll love to read it and keep it as a reference on vampires. All right, thanks. And again, that's Vampires Dead or Alive. It's available paperback on Amazon and where other good books are sold. And it's also available ebook on Kindle. Thank you. All right, don't seem like we're getting many words today. The last three words were possibility, Possibly, trade, Trade, and bind, Bind. Well, I'd like to thank Mrs. Pryor, mother of one, and of course I'm Keith Evans. Hi. Well, thank her for cooperating with us today and doing Paranormal Short Session 9 here at the Chestnut Street Cemetery. And I'd like to thank any other ghosts or spirits that lent her energy or answered questions you want to be yes or no, or the ABC words from the Obelisk 5 ABC mode. Appreciate everyone's assistance for having data for Paranormal Short Session 9. And I hope everyone has a good day. And thank you, everyone who supports my paranormal short sessions, which you can subscribe to for free on YouTube. And it's called Paranormal Short Sessions by Keith Evans if you do a search for it. And also anyone who likes my posts and videos on Instagram and Facebook. And anyone who has read any of my two books. Vampires, Dead or Alive, and also the Hayes House Ghost are people too. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.